Now, one of my absolute favorite things about Canvas is something called Studio. So Studio shows up over here on the left-hand side. And what Studio will do is Studio has a built-in screen recording tool. So if I'm in any course, you'll notice it's in the black toolbar, so that means it's global. It shows up on all courses. And if I go to Studio here, I have kind of a library of different recordings that I've done. And so I have a lot of just screen recordings that I've done. I have some webcam videos, all of this stuff combined in here. And if I wanted to make one of these, I can do that without even leaving Canvas, which is great. So there's a record button here, and all I have to do is click record. And I have two options. I can do a screen capture or a webcam. It's kind of confusing, but screen capture actually is your screen will get captured, but it will capture your webcam also. Webcam is just webcam, no screen. So I want to go ahead and do a screen capture here. And when I click on screen capture, it's going to ask me, hey, do you want to launch the screen recorder? And I can tell it, yeah, go ahead and open that. And I could tell it to do it automatically if I don't want to have to be asked every time. Now it's going to launch an actual separate app called the Screen Capture app. Now you may get a notice, it looks like this, telling you, hey, it needs to be downloaded. If that happens, it actually does not need to be downloaded. If you just wait a second, then normally that message goes away, and then the app finishes loading, and then it looks something like this. You might have to go back or forward to get it to launch. Just takes a little time waiting for it to pop up. But once it does, this is what it looks like. So I have a screen option to record your screen, webcam, or both, which is what I want in this case. And then I can choose either to record my whole screen, or I could actually choose a portion of the screen if I want, and it'll give me a smaller window that I could resize and have it only record a portion of that screen. But in this case, I want all of it. And then finally down here, I can choose my narration. So if I have a microphone plugged in, I can pick and choose, yeah, I wanted to record from this microphone if I want. I do have a couple other preferences in here. Most of these are just shortcuts, so I'm going to just go ahead and leave it as is. Now, when I'm ready to do a recording here, what I am going to do, you may have to choose your webcam. So if you don't see your face over here in the side, you'll notice it says webcam in this corner. And when I click on that, I have to make sure I've selected the FaceTime HD webcam. If not, it will be just a gray box. But once that's selected, my record button should now be red, and I'm ready to start recording. So I'm going to go ahead and click record, and it's going to do a little 3, 2, 1 countdown, and it is now recording. Now, as it records, you'll notice my window down here is kind of faded, which is fine, because even though it's faded here, it might look a little faded, it's actually recording my entire webcam video right here, and it looks normal at the end, even though it looks kind of faded or transparent here at the beginning. So let's say I wanted to give a tour of my course. So maybe I'll go into courses, and I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go to my Mr. Wagner's course. And so I'm going to make a little tutorial video and just give people a tour, showing them how to navigate my course for my students. So in this window, if I go down here, I have 3 little buttons. Right now I'm in the center one, which simply puts this little floating window here in the bottom corner. I can also move this anywhere I want. And the cool thing is I can even go back and move it later after I've finished recording. But these 3 buttons here, this one on the left will actually open this up large. Nice big screen. And I could click on this and it'll go back down to a smaller screen. And then this one here will actually turn the webcam off. It still shows up here in case you want to turn it back on later, but now it will not be recording. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll start big and I'll say, hey guys, I'm here and I'm going to give you a little tour of my course and show you how things go. So let's take a look around, and I'll click on this button here, which will shrink myself down, and now I can go ahead and start doing whatever I'm going to show. So I'm going to say, hey, this is my homepage, and once you get here, you're going to find a link to the syllabus, and then this is how I organize my course. We always have all of our Zoom links will show up right here on this main page, so anytime you access it, you can just click on this link with the hour, and that'll take you right into your course. I also always have a This Week page. This week is where you're going to find any information that has to do with what's going on this in particular week. So you'll need to check back on this spot often. This right here is where you're going to find all the assignments for this course, and it's just a massive list of everything that we're going to do. But you'll also be able to find the assignments over here on the right, because they're going to show up over here, and this is where you're going to see what assignments are coming up and when they're due. You can check your grades at PowerSchool anytime you want, yada, 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 yada. So once I'm happy with my recording and I'm finished, all I have to do, maybe I want to come back and say, all right, guys, that's a tour of my course. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. And then I'm going to click this pause button down here at the bottom. So it tells me it recorded 2 minutes and 25 seconds. I could pause and I could go get a drink, go to the bathroom, make a sandwich, and then come back and finish my recording if I want. Let's say the doorbell rings, the phone rings, whatever. I can pause it and do whatever I need to do. I can trash it if I messed up. I want to start all over. But if I'm happy with it, I'm going to say, yep, I am done. And then when I'm done, it's going to open up a new window. It looks like this. And so it asks you to give it a title. And I'll just call this test. And I can give it a description if I want. And I could, if I'm super happy with it, I hit upload and it goes right to Canvas Studio and I'm ready to share it with people. But this is the entire video here. And you'll notice that I actually have some little bars here. So I can actually control. So at the beginning, you might have noticed that I was recording the studio part. And I really don't want my recording to start until I get to the part where I'm in my course. So maybe like right once I open the course, maybe that's where I'm going to start recording right here. And so I could play from that point and just make sure I like where that is or where that goes. And if I'm happy with that, I could say, yeah, that's the part I want. Now, I could, again, happy with it, I could hit upload, I'm done. Or if I hit edit, I do have some fun options in here that I can do. It actually has its own built-in video editor right into Studio. And so essentially the way this works is it says, hey, here is your video. And then at any point, so right now my webcam, you'll notice is a little circle. If I simply click on my webcam, I can go into it and I can resize it just by simply clicking on the corners and adjusting it. You have different styles of webcam, so I can change the shape and make it an oval or a box. I can add shadows to it if I want to, fuzzy or solid shadows, and say, yeah, that looks cool. I could crop it down and actually have it cut in part of the corners and kind of zoom in a little bit if I need to. So I can even control which things are in the front, which things are in the back, and all kinds of cool stuff. So I can actually add that. And then at any point in time, let's say like maybe right here in this video, let's maybe start right here. This webcam is in the way. I need to show something here and it's in the way. So I could literally just move to that point, click on my webcam and simply drag it over here. And what it'll do is it will move it at that point in my video. So if I simply hit OK, when it's right here in my video, my webcam will be over here on the one side, but then once it gets to that spot, now it's moved over to the other side the way I did it. So I can control where things go. And again, I say, yep, okay, now I'm going to move this. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and move this back over here because I'm done talking about that and so on. Now I can also, if I simply just click off of that or click OK, I can control whether my cursor shows up. If it does, that will actually highlight it with this yellow circle every time I do it. I could go in and include the narration if I don't want that audio or I do want the audio. I can even upload my own music. If I want to add music to this, I can choose to do that as well. It's just going to ask for stuff off your computer. Over here on the play button, I could play and just see exactly what everything sounds like, make sure I'm happy with it. If I wanted to click anywhere in my video, there is a tools option, and this tools option allows me to make cuts in my video. I could copy, I could hide, I can insert, I could narrate more stuff, add all kinds of things on top of it, add text boxes, add another video clips. I could change the speed of things, speed it up, slow it down, add transitions, adjust the volume, all kinds of really cool stuff. So let's say maybe there's a part in this video I wanted to cut out. I can just say, hey, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do a cut, and it gives me this little red bar that I can click and drag and select the area I want to go away, and then when I hit OK, that area would get cut out. In this case, I'm happy with all of it, and I like the way it is, so I'm going to go ahead and click Done. So now again it says, okay, are you sure? Do you need to edit some more? This is the part that it's going to take, is in between this clip. If you're finished, go ahead and hit upload. So I click upload and it's going to go and start uploading it to Studio. Now depending on how long I talked, if this is like a 30-minute long presentation, this will take a few minutes. In this case it wasn't very long, so it shouldn't take a whole lot. Now this will, once I've hit publish, I cannot go back and edit again. So I need to make sure I've made all of my changes before I went ahead and told it to go ahead and upload it. The other really cool thing about Studio is I made a Canvas tutorial, but I can make tutorials on anything I want. All I have to do is start the recorder. And once I start the recorder, I can open any app, I can hide apps, just minimize them into my dock, open up anything else that I want, and it will do the screen recording of whatever is going on my screen, regardless if it's Canvas or not. So I can totally record anything I want without having to just be recording Canvas. So even though the recording tool is in Canvas, I can use it to record all kinds of stuff that isn't Canvas if I don't want to, which is pretty cool. Now, I don't have to sit here and wait for it. I could just simply jump back into my browser and do whatever I'm doing and let this just kind of cook in the background until it finishes. But once it is done, it's going to show up over here in the left-hand side under Studio. And so from Studio, since again that Studio is over here on this black section of the toolbar, I can insert that anywhere I want. So here we go. My cake is done. Pull it out of the oven. We hit continue here. It is finished. So now if I wanted to put that video right here front and center in my course, I could simply go to any page and hit edit. I could put these in assignments. I can put them on pages. I can put them pretty much anywhere I want. Maybe I want to put one right here underneath my buttons. So I will simply hit return to move this down here. And then in my toolbar, you'll notice I have all these buttons. There is a button that is right here under external tools. And under external tools, you'll see Canvas Studio. There it is. And when I click on it, this is going to show you all the movies that I have recorded in Canvas Studio. And I should be able to find the one that I just did. Here it is. I tell it to select it, and I can choose whether or not I want to allow people to comment on it. I can give them a download option if I wanted them to be able to download it to their own device, which is kind of cool. And then if I just scroll down, I can set embed, and it will put that video right here into my course. Now all I have to do is simply hit save. And then once I do that and scroll down, taking a second to load here, but here is my tutorial that goes through and it shows me exactly how to watch everything, or tour of my entire course. Now, another option, if I don't want to embed things directly from Studio that way, I can also simply go to Studio, find anything that I've recorded, again, no matter what the app, and then once I've recorded it, if I simply click on it, there was a download option here as well. So I simply hit download, and this will download it directly to my computer. And now I could literally take it, throw it onto YouTube, and then maybe post things as a YouTube link instead. So that is Canvas Studio, and allows you to do screen recording on anything that you want to be able to add into your courses, which is awesome. It also can add things from other places. So if I have YouTube videos that I want to put into Studio, I can do that. Or if I want to be able to drag and drop videos in here, I can do that as well.